Here we go, the hot topic of the day, that shot meter. The shot stick function is divisive, it's very divisive, but I would say it's probably divisive to the percent that 95% of people hate it, 4% of people don't mind it, 1% of people like it. That's 2K this year. Let's be really clear, look at Unlimited, I've said it before, a handful of people are going to go 12-0 on that league system. This game is entirely aimed at elite players this year. If you're a casual, you're not going to enjoy it as much. And part of that is the shot meter. But as you can see, I've got a little bit better with the shot meter. Certainly better than I was a week ago. I was basically airballing absolutely everything. So it took a little bit of time to get used to. The first thing that I got wrong was the mechanism. I didn't really understand it. So, I was going way too far to the left, way too far to the right. So the first mistake I made was I thought I had to release the stick. You don't have to release the stick, just hold it down. And then once you hold it down, the player will time the shot himself. The only thing you have to do is you'll see that little bar come up, that little green window, and you've just got to adjust the stick slightly in the air, while the player's in the air to try and get it in the center of that green window. So why is it so divisive? So I think there's a few reasons. The function, the mechanism, just feels so unintuitive. If you look at the last shot meter, and there was a problem there, because all 2K needed to do was stop so many whites going in, and we probably would have been fine, because that was the real problem with that shot meter. Just anything over 80% and, had a good chance of going in. But they've just gone way too far the other way. At least with the release on the last shot meter, it felt natural. It felt like you were timing the shot. It felt like quite a natural, organic movement to take a three-point shot. This doesn't. Getting your player in the air and adjusting it as he's in the air to try and direct it and aim it. It just doesn't feel like a natural three-point mechanism. 2K have forced this shot stick through. They've been trying to get us to use it for years and years and years, and they've made it overpowered now. Now, it might not seem overpowered, but it is. Let me explain why. I'm using a Sapphire Dame Lillard right now, and you can see I'm greening. Just so you know, this is on Hall of Fame difficulty. It's the only way you should practice. If you can do it on Hall of Fame, you'll be fine on Triple Threat and Unlimited. But you can see 20 minutes just practicing a little bit. I'm already getting better, another hour or two, and I feel like I'll be quite confident with the stick. I don't think it's going to take a huge amount of effort. Everyone needs to do the same if it's staying in the game. But the reason it's overpowered is the mechanism is difficult now because it's early in the game. And if you go back to last year, how many Sapphire point guards were you shooting lights out with? Not many. We've got short memories. We're thinking about the opals, the goat cards, everything at the end of the year. But we weren't shooting 80% from three with the Sapphires. Percentage is probably going to be down a little bit, which is a good thing, because I think those early cards were just a little bit too good, a little bit too easy to release and dominate a game from the perimeter. But here's why it's going to be overpowered. When the opals came in and the goat cards came in on the previous mechanism, it still took really the same amount of skills. I actually found it a little bit more difficult at times. Some of those releases were so quick. There's a video of me trying to get used to KD's release, and I was struggling. But if we're in this system, and you can see almost every shot I'm taking, whether it hits the backboard, whether it hits the rim, whatever, I'm just going to move it into Superstar. But every shot you see I'm taking is very close to the middle. It is very close to the middle. And the only reason I'm not greening a lot of shots is because this is a Sapphire and his stats don't allow for that to happen. With the opals, if that green window is significantly bigger, I already feel after using the stick for 20 minutes that it's going to be more difficult to miss than it will be to hit a shot. So the reason we're struggling now is because we're remembering 2K20, but we're not remembering the start of 2K20. That's the problem. This function's going to be really overpowered when you have an opal. So the question is, do I think it will be patched? Yes, I do. I think right now we've got a double-edged sword. The first side of that is no one's going to be shooting threes for a long time because it's just a pain. Like I'm doing quite well on Triple Threat. I haven't got into Unlimited yet, but I don't feel the need to shoot, so I'm not going to. But that's not an enjoyable process, having to constantly cut to the rim and to get your points. But in the long run, it's going to be too easy. So I don't think 2K have thought enough about this function, so they're going to patch it for the whole host of different reasons. One could be because the majority of the community hates it. Two could be because, just the gameplay isn't working. They're going to be very aware quickly that people are just choosing not to use it. They're going to get complaints. They're probably going to lose money if they're not appealing to casual players and they don't want to learn this mechanism, go through that process, then they'll ask for their money back. But I think actually when the opals start coming out, that's when 2K will really have to think about patching it, because as much of a problem as it is now, it's going to be an equal advantage in the future. So we've got a series going on right now. We've got seven episode series. We're 3 days into it. Go check that out. I'm going to talk about everything 2K related and the best way to approach the game this year, from MT to tactics to absolutely everything to the right cards. But right now, this is this is the hottest topic we've seen in 2K for a long time. I mean, I'm part of various Facebook groups and there's outrage. People are outraged by it. Before you get outraged, just get used to it. Bear in mind you're using a weaker card than you're going to be using probably 2 months from now. It's going to get easier, all of these different things, but it's not natural. It's not fun. It's not organic. It probably will change. If you really hate this shot stick, my advice is just wait a month. I mean, 2K are giving out weird advice, like, you've got to use the zoom camera and all sorts, but no one's going to do that. I mean, you won't be able to see your players. They're going to have no choice. They're going to be forced into this. I guarantee it. Anyway, like and subscribe. Catch up on all the other 2K stuff that I post. Thanks for watching, guys.